The Princess Diaries is a series of epistolary young adult novels written by Meg Cabot, and is also the title of the first volume. Published in 2000, Meg Cabot quotes the series' inspiration on her website stating, "I was inspired to write The Princess Diaries when my mom, after the death of my father, began dating one of my teachers. They later went on to get married just as Mia's mom does in the book. I have always had a thing for princesses. My parents used to joke that when I was smaller, I did a lot of insisting that my real parents, the king and queen, were going to come get me soon, and that everyone had better start being a lot nicer to me. So I stuck a princess in the book just for kicks. And voila, The Princess Diaries was born." Quote, "The books are noted for containing many popular culture references, which include singers, movies, and fads in modern culture. Many critics have taken unkindly to this form of storytelling." In response, Cabot added an English teacher in the book, Princess in Training, who criticizes Mia's writing, telling her that it relies too much on slick pop culture references. By the final novel, this has allowed Mia to progress and grow as a person. The latest book in the series, The Princess Diaries, Volume 11, Royal Wedding, was published in 2015. A spin-off series for tweens featuring Mia's half-sister, From the Notebooks of a Middle School Princess, was released in May 2015. Series description. Plot summaries have been moved to their individual volume pages. The story of Mia Thermopoly's adolescent turmoil as an average teenager and a princess of royal descent is chronicled in her ongoing journal, where she explores topics of teenage angst, love, and betrayal through an opinionated eye. Setting. The series is set in the Manhattan borough of New York City, although the first film is set in San Francisco. Some books take place in Genovia, a fictional European country. The Genovia depicted in the films differs significantly from the Genovia described in the books. In the books, Genovia is referred to as a principality between France and Italy that is ruled by Mia's father, Prince Philippe Rinaldi, similar to the real-life Monaco. In the movies, Genovia is located between France and Spain, similar to real-life Andorra, and is a kingdom ruled by Mia's grandmother, Queen Clarice Rinaldi. Characters. Mia Thermopolis. Mia is the protagonist. Her official name is Amelia Mignonette Grimaldi Thermopolis Ronaldo. She is the daughter of Helen Thermopolis and Philippe Ronaldo, and the princess and heir to the throne of Genovia, a small country in Europe located between France and Italy. Having lived most of her life in Greenwich Village, Mia attends Albert Einstein High School with her few close friends, including her best friends, Lily Moscovitz and Tina Hakim Barber. Her special talent is writing, and she chronicles the main aspects of her life in various personal diaries. She prefers being called Mia, although her best friend, Lily Moscovitz, often calls her BL, Baby Liquor, Pog, Princess of Genovia, or Pit, Princess in Training. Mia is known for her sarcastic and ungirly personality. Her flat chest, 5 feet 9 in height, weird hair, and extremely large feet. She also has a tendency to overanalyze things and worry too much. Mia develops an interest for writing during the series. During Forever Princess, Mia writes and publishes her own novel called Ransom My Heart, a historical romance set in England in the year 1291. She tries to use her fame to raise awareness for causes, and makes donations to Greenpeace. With the money her father pays her to take princess lessons from her grandmother. She has been in love with Michael Moscovitz, Lily's older brother, since she was in first grade and he was in fourth, when he brought a school project of Lily's to their classroom. Lily knows but doesn't really know how to respond. Mia admits her feelings to Michael in Princess in Love, and to her delight, he reciprocates, due to their age difference. However, their relationship becomes a bit strained. In Book 8, Princess on the Brink, Mia finds out Michael is moving to Japan to develop his prototype for a robot arm that would allow doctors to perform open-heart surgery. An invention he later reveals was spurred by his desire to prove he was worthy of dating a princess. In an attempt to keep him in the city, Mia proposes sex but is upset to find out that Michael already lost his virginity to Judith Gershner, a former classmate. Mia, behaving immaturely as she is angry and heartbroken, flings back the snowflake necklace that Michael gave her on her 15th birthday in Princess in Pink, signifying that their relationship is over. Mia, however, quickly regrets the decision. Michael is also quite heartbroken about it. Also in Book 8, Lily is dumped by her boyfriend J.P., who quickly makes a play for Mia. Mia accidentally kisses J.P., which was witnessed by Lily and Michael, which left him even more heartbroken. As a result, Lily refused to speak to Mia and they stopped being friends despite Mia's repeated attempts to regain Lily's good graces. The two finally make up in Forever Princess. In the 9th book, Princess Mia, Mia confides in her therapist, Dr. Nuts, about feeling inferior to Michael, whom she expected to dump her for someone better, and admits that she overreacted about Judith in order to dump Michael first. She attempts to salvage her romantic relationship with Michael. He refuses, but they become friends again. Michael is hinted to have been abstinent during his tenure in Japan and later returns to New York as a multimillionaire in Forever Princess. Despite the fact that she has a boyfriend, Mia remains in love with Michael, and toward the end of the final book, Forever Princess, Michael kisses Mia and tells her that he never stopped loving her. Mia breaks up with J.P., who was only using her to get attention from the media to further his playwriting career. Michael and Mia finally reunite, and it is hinted that he becomes her royal consort in the future. Mia is now currently at Sarah Lawrence College and is done with high school. Mia is very happy with Michael, and is friends with all her true friends by the end of the series. Clarice Marie Grimaldi Ronaldo. Clarice Marie was formerly known as the Dowager Princess Clarice Marie Grimaldi Ronaldo. Clarice is the Dowager Princess of Genovia and Mia's paternal grandmother. Mia refers to her as Grand Mia, French for grandmother. As a young woman, she married Prince Rupert Ronaldo and had 2 sons. She habitually omits Mia's mother's surname, Thermopoulos, from her granddaughter's lengthy list of names and titles. Much to Mia's annoyance, she speaks French most of the time, but she can also speak English. She is almost always accompanied by her miniature poodle, Rommel, who is notable for having a severe case of OCD that causes him to lick his own fur off. She smokes often and enjoys drinking sidecars. She is not hesitant about lying and manipulating others in order to get her own way. She and Mia don't see eye to eye. Clarice is concerned with attracting publicity to Genovia and ensuring Mia does not embarrass her country, while Mia prefers to focus on politics. Though she and Mia butt heads often, she does care for her granddaughter and gives her advice about love and relationships that Mia takes with a grain of salt due to her grandmother's cold nature. For example, when Clarice was married to the King of Genovia, she led him to believe that she was only interested in his status and money and never once said, "I love you," in order to keep her husband on his toes. Mia also mentions that her father is terrified of his mother because she would lock him in the palace dungeons whenever he misbehaved. although when she informs him that he gives the appearance of being a little bit scared of Clarice in Princess in the Spotlight. Her father replies that he is not scared of his mother and that she really isn't as bad as Mia thinks. In his view, Clarice just needs proper handling. While in New York to give Mia her princess lessons, the Dowager Princess resided in the Plaza Hotel and was dissatisfied with other quality luxury hotels she was placed in during Princess on the Brink. When the plaza was being remodeled, Lily Moscovitz, Mia's best friend since kindergarten. Lily is a highly intelligent and opinionated person who has her own public access television show titled Lily Tells It Like It Is, in which she discusses political and social issues. By the end of the series, her TV show is picked up by a network and is apparently very popular in South Korea. Mia admires Lily's bravery and unwillingness to be pushed around by others, though Lily knows her insensitivity and forceful personality can cause her to be disliked. Mia and Lily often enjoy discussing popular culture, but Lily's strong stances, however, cause her and Mia to clash, especially when Mia feels Lily is becoming too critical of her. Yet, Lily's blunt attitude is what often keeps Mia from overanalyzing things, such as her relationship with Michael, Lily's older brother. Mia was initially afraid to share her crush on Michael with Lily. But in fact, Lily was one of the conspirators who helped Mia and Michael get together in Princess in Love. Lily is not considered to be very pretty. Mia often describes her face as being squashed in like a pug's. Lily does, however, have a well-developed figure which earns her several romantic suitors, including Boris Pelkovsky, Mia's cousin Hank, Jangbu, J.P. Reynolds, and Kenny Showalter. Boris Pelkovsky was Lily's first boyfriend, but the relationship ended when she cheated on him in Princess in Pink with an immigrant busboy Jangbu. In Party Princess, Lily hooks up with J.P. Reynolds, but in Princess on the Brink, Lily is dumped by him because he never loved her. Lily becomes angry at Mia when she finds out that Mia kissed J.P. and refuses to speak to her anymore, even starting a website called ifhatamiathermopolis.com. Lily is cold to Mia's attempts to make up, but when she finds out that Mia is planning to lose her virginity to J.P., Lily interferes and tells her that she and J.P. had sex. J.P. had lied about being a virgin to Mia, and his plans to use Mia's fame to his own advantage. Lily also helps indirectly in the patching up of Mia and her brother Michael's relationship. The girls make up and become best friends again. Michael Moscovitz, Mia's main love interest throughout the series. Mia initially thinks she is in love with popular jock Josh Richter, but by the second book, she acknowledges her feelings and states that she's been in love with Michael Moscovitz since the day he came over to give Lily a school project when they were in the first grade and he was in the fourth. From the end of the first book to the third, Mia has an unrequited crush on Michael, feelings which he finally returns in Princess in Love. Their relationship continues through Mia's sophomore year and Michael's first years at Columbia University, but their relationship becomes slightly strained when Michael tells Mia he would like to have sex while Mia would prefer to wait until her prom night. Michael respects Mia's wishes, but when Michael gets an offer to move to Japan, he believes it would be easier for their relationship as he is tired of taking cold showers. Mia proposes sex in order to keep him from leaving, but is upset to find out that he slept with Judith Gershner before discovering her love for him, and the two break up. Michael believes Mia is overreacting and attempts to reconcile with her before leaving for Japan, but is hurt to find her sharing a kiss with J.P. Mia attempts to reunite and work out the distance situation, but Michael decides that it is best they remain just friends, and he still emails Mia regularly. When Michael returns from Japan after an absence of almost 2 years, he flirts with Mia during her interview for the school paper. Mia notices that Michael still looks incredibly hot and realizes that she does still, indeed, love him. The two eventually kiss, despite Mia having a boyfriend, and Michael declares that he still loves Mia and will wait for her. They reunited on Mia's prom night and they have sex. Michael has brown eyes and thick, dark hair and is tall. He is extremely handsome, nice, funny, smart, and manly. Despite staying cooped up writing songs or on his computer the whole day, Michael is romantic and talented, though he often clashes with his younger sister. Michael and Lily are in fact close siblings and friends. He used to have his own webzine called Crackhead but had to disband it after an editorial that stated the merits of Linux over Windows, which caused a loss in advertisers and funds. Shortly after this, Michael decided to start a band called Skinner Box, name suggested by Mia, which refers to an experiment by the behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner into proving the existence of a conditioned response, with the use of a specially designed box that held animals, such as rats and monkeys, in the experiment, until release, which could only be activated by pressing a lever. He started it with a few friends, including Boris Pelkovsky. Mia insists that it's common knowledge that he's the third best-looking guy at AEHS after Josh Richter and Justin Baxendale, and described his nose as aquiline, mouth as eminently kissable, and neck as aromatic due to an intoxicating blend of Tide from his shirt collar. His Gillette shaving foam and ivory soap and a special Michael smell makes it the best smell in the world. Michael loves Mia just as she is, though her neurotic behavior and insecurity can be frustrating. In fact, Michael is the one who often feels insecure in the relationship because he knows Clarice Marie Ronaldo does not think he is an appropriate consort, and all the gossip magazines would much rather prefer to see Mia date a fellow royal celebrity like James Franco or as Mia's other grandmother. Mum or suggests Zac Efron from High School Musical. Due to this, Michael believes moving to Japan and developing his robotic arm would finally prove to the world that he is, in fact, worthy of dating a princess. Michael returns to New York a multimillionaire and the president, owner of his own robotics company, Pavlov Robotics, named after his dog. Michael donates a robot arm to Genovia from his company for free even though the waiting list is long, helping Mia's father win the election. Mia realizes that she is still in love with Michael, but tries to convince herself otherwise when she and Michael kiss on a coach ride. However, she writes, "I can't do this to J.P. I just can't. Oh my god, though. I love Michael so much." Quote, when J.P. and Mia split due to J.P. using her and lying to her, she and Michael reunite, spending the night together. Secondary characters: Lars van der Houten, Mia's very protective bodyguard. He voices his mind in a way that is annoying when he thinks Mia is being particularly ridiculous, but goes along with her schemes anyway. He also turns a blind eye to Mia and Michael when they make out, for which Mia is grateful. He gets on very well with Michael, especially in the first book when Lars seems to know that Michael likes Mia, never offers any opinion on Lily, and becomes friends with Tina's bodyguard, Wahim. Lars also likes Mia's French teacher Mademoiselle Klein. He is known to be a big softie, deep down inside. Tina Hakim Baba, a current student at Albert Einstein. Tina is the daughter of a Saudi Arabian oil sheikh and a British former supermodel. She is referred to as a freak by the other students because of her father's status. She has to have the protection of a bodyguard, Wahim, who isolates her from the other students until Mia sits with her after a fight with Lily in the first novel. All three girls quickly develop a solid friendship, and Tina eventually uses her generous weekly allowance to support Lily's public access television show. She first goes out with Dave Farouk El-Abar from another school, Trinity, and, after Dave breaks up with her, later dates Boris Pelkovsky after Lily breaks his heart. After Mia and Lily's estrangement at the end of the 8th novel, Mia comes to see Tina as her best friend. Tina constantly reads romance novels, making Mia consider her an expert in romance. Though prone to imaginative flights of fancy and often seen as a little silly, Tina can be extremely acute about both academic and social matters. Tina is very loyal to Mia, who consults her for sensitive advice rather than the harsher Lily. Tina also believes that she must remain pure because she dreams that one day she will marry Prince William of Wales, and to do so she must remain a virgin. Despite this, she confesses to having sex with Boris in Forever Princess. She later becomes a medical student in NYU New York University. She and Boris break up in the 11th because Tina suspects him of having an affair. But later in the novel, Boris proves the photos of him with another girl were photoshopped and they get back together. Helen Thermopolis, Mia's mother. She has a career as an artist and spends most of her time in her studio, and becomes pregnant with Frank's son and Mia's half-brother Rocky in the second book. According to Mia, she is very pretty and her neck smells of Dove, soap, turpentine and coffee. But according to Mia's dad, her neck smells of freesias. She clearly wants the best for her daughter and is very carefree. Frank Giannini, Mia's algebra and homeroom teacher. He dates her mother, Helen, and marries her when she becomes pregnant with Mia's half-brother, Rocky. He plays the drums, which annoys the neighbors. He is unfazed by his stepdaughter's fame, and treats her the same as every other student during class, and also has a thing about cell phone usage during class time. As Lana finds out the hard way in Princess in Waiting, Mia appreciates his after-school algebra review sessions, though their relationship begins awkwardly. Mia and Mr. G seem to get on well after the 7th installment. John Paul J. P. Reynolds Abernathy IV, formerly known as the guy who hates it when they put corn in the chili. J. P. meets Mia via the school musical written by Grandmere. Mia asks him to sit with the rest of her friends in Party Princess. Surprisingly cute and talented, he becomes one of Mia's friends. In the 7th book, Lily and J. P. become a couple. J. P. is first described as having broad shoulders, floppy brown hair, and surprisingly blue eyes, though the 8th and 9th novels state that Mia and J. P. look good together because they are both so tall and blonde. J. P. is Mia's chemistry partner in Book 8. In Book 9, J. P. and Mia go to watch Beauty and the Beast on Broadway after the fateful events of the previous few days, and they both promise to forget both of the Moskowitzes, at least for the duration of the musical. They go to the musical as friends, but that soon changes when J. P. eventually confesses his love for Mia and they become a couple. They break up in the last book when Mia finds out about the lies he had told her and the true reason he went out with her. But they attempt to remain friends, even though J. P. is revealed as a jerk. Also, Mia realizes that she still has feelings for Michael despite her dating J. P. Right after they break up, J. P. decides to go out with another girl named Stacy Cheeseman. When Mia tells him she thinks Stacy has a crush on J.P. Boris Pelkovsky, a Russian violin virtuoso, and Lily's boyfriend until Book 5. His habits include tucking his sweater into his pants, breathing through his mouth, and playing the violin in gifted and talented class program, when everyone else wants him to be quiet. After Lily dumps him, he starts dating Tina Hakim Barber. During the summer before their sophomore year, he lifts weights, gets laser eye surgery and becomes, by Mia's standards, a hottie. Boris is a say-it-like-it-is, a say-nothing-at-all sort of guy. In the 9th installment, it appears that Boris is in contact with Michael. They were in Michael's band together and became friends, as Boris implores Mia to respond to Michael's email so that he won't think she's forgotten about him. In the 11th book, Here Comes a Pop Star, Boris P. and has fans called Borets. He breaks up with Tina because she found photos of him with another girl. But they get back together when he explains that the photos were photoshopped. Josh Richter, Lana Weinberger's boyfriend till the 5th book. He is on the crew team and is co-valedictorian. Mia once described him as the most attractive boy in school. He is very tall and muscular and has electric blue eyes. At the end of the 1st book, Josh Richter takes Mia to the cultural diversity dance, where he kisses her on the entrance steps of her school. Realizing that he used her to enter the media spotlight, Mia dislikes him afterwards and tries to avoid him, even though this is difficult because of their adjacent lockers. Lana Weinberger, a popular junior cheerleader with long blonde hair, a peaches and cream complexion, baby blue eyes and a voluptuous figure. She dates Josh Richter from the start of the series until the summer break between the 5th and 6th books, when they split up due to the 4-mile distance between them and his departure for college. Lana's younger sister, Gretchen, starts at AEHS in Volume 8 and has a very similar personality. Lana is very spiteful towards Mia until a major shift in the 9th novel, when Lana offers the olive branch because Lily is no longer a part of Mia's social circle. Lana and Mia become good friends, with Mia noting that Lana is actually a nice but misunderstood person, although there is still some awkwardness between them. At the start, Lana is consistently teasing Mia and making her angry, which makes her stomp on Lana's phone in the 3rd book. Mia also rips out Lana's clip-on braid in the 6th book after Lana makes a mean remark to new student Perrin Thomas in Book 6. Lana likes calling Mia a geek even though they are now good friends. Shamika Taylor, one of Mia's friends. She has an overprotective father. After she joins the cheerleading team, Lana claims that the African-American Shamika was put on the team to fill our free quota. Nevertheless, Shamika becomes quite popular, apparently leaving Mia's group in books 7 and 8 while remaining on friendly terms, but returns in book 9 when Lana and Trisha become friends with them. She is athletic and the most attractive of Mia's friends, and, according to Mia, is so tall she can wrap both ankles round her head. She is elegant yet sensible, and quite headstrong, as she joins the cheerleaders because she is tired of letting the pretty cheerleader, Lana Weinberger, push her around. She also knows a lot about makeup. Ling-Su Wong, an Asian American artist friend of Mia's with illegible artist handwriting, which is very similar to Dr. handwriting. Mia thinks she is very pretty. In the 1st book, she is apparently asked out 7 times. In book 7, she is the treasurer for Mia's school government until they go broke. She concentrates more on academic matters rather than things such as prom and dating. It's clearly stated in the book that Mia likes her despite all her nerdiness. In the 10th book, instead of going to the prom with a boy, she goes with another girl, Perrin. It is implied that they are a couple by the end of the 10th book. She admires Mia's mother Helen, mainly because they are both talented artists. Prince René of Italy, first seen in the 4th novel. René is Mia's distant cousin. Clarice tries to fix them up, but fails because of their mutual lack of interest. He is described as devilishly handsome. Mia notes that he has a impressive six-pack, accentuated by the really tiny speedos he enjoys wearing on the beach. His exploits include playing strip tennis with a government official's wife, playing strip bowling with Lily and the other royals, entertaining topless sunbathers in the pool house, disappearing with the Prime Minister's 18-year-old daughter, and photocopying his nether region in the palace administration office, after being deposed from his ancestral palace, which is bought by a shoe designer. René resides at the Palais de Genovia. In the 9th installment, René impregnates Contessa Trevani's niece, Bella, and they are suddenly married. Although the circumstances sound unfavorable, the marriage seems happy. In the 10th book, Prince René runs against Mia's dad for Prime Minister of Genovia, but loses. Mamor, Shirley Thermopolis and Pawpaw Thermopolis, Helen's mother and father from Indiana, whom she constantly feuds with. Nevertheless, they keep in touch, and are seen in the 2nd novel as perfect stereotypes of the small-town American lifestyle. Helen tries to contact them as little as possible, due to their disapproval of her decision to keep Mia and her liberal upbringing. The Thermopolis parents keep a hardware store in Versailles, Indiana. Hank Thermopolis, Mia's cousin, son of Helen's sister Marie, whom Helen also doesn't get along with due to Marie being a Republican, who spent most of his life in Indiana with his grandparents. When they come to visit Helen and Mia in Manhattan, the apparently quite good-looking Hank, which Mia never noticed as he is her cousin, disappears with Lily Moscovitz. Mia thinks they are in love, but he merely confesses to Lily his secret desire to become a model, and Lily helps him sign up with Elite Model Agency and land a contract with Calvin Klein. His Hujadral then disappears. From then on, he stays in New York and becomes a famous underwear model. Kenneth Kenny, Showalter, Mia's first boyfriend. Kenny is good at biology and chemistry, and a fan of anime. He wants to discover a cure for cancer when he becomes older. It is hinted at that his feelings for Mia are still romantic even after they break up. In Book 6, he pretends to have a perfect girlfriend named Heather, but later admits that he invented her to make Mia jealous. Kenny later forms a much more requited and equal relationship with Lily, who is more similar to him than Mia is. Kenny is, like Mia, tall, blonde and skinny, and Mia thinks he is pretty cute, but finds the idea of kissing him revolting. Perrin Thomas, a student at AEHS. At first, Mia can't figure out whether Perrin is a boy or a girl. She turns out to be a girl and becomes friends with Mia. She is again mistaken for a boy in Grandmia's musical, in which she is given a male role. Perrin is a very nice person, as she asks if Mia was alright after Michael announces he is moving to Japan. And, though shocked by Mia's new haircut in Book 8, says nothing about it. She is also surprisingly strong and well-mannered. In Book 10, it is continually implied that Perrin and Ling Su are romantically involved with each other, though this is not confirmed, but in the 11th book Perrin and Ling Su become a couple, and together run the Frank Giannini Community Center. Trisha Hayes, introduced in the 6th book and also known as Trish, one of Lana's cronies who helps terrorize Mia, but later befriends her at Lana's whim. Trisha is, like Lana, a pretty, popular girl, and is mean to lots of other students. But Mr. Harding, a geometry teacher, once made her cry over her triangles. Judith Gershner, a friend of Michael, whom Mia suspects of having romantic feelings for Michael. She later becomes the object of Mia and Michael's breakup at the end of Book 8 because she had sex with Michael in the third book, but he did not tell Mia about it. She is also well known for being able to clone fruit flies. Karen Martinez, an overly critical English teacher who continually demands more from Mia's writing. Though this may be an excuse to personally pick on Mia, Tina thinks she is very pretty, compares her to Maggie Gyllenhaal, and often comments on her clothes, but turns against her after her B in English. Mia and J.P. decide that it is simply because she didn't like their writing style. Rocky Thermopolis Giannini, Mia's half-brother, the son of her mother, Helen, and her algebra teacher, Mr. Giannini. Mia is incredibly overprotective of him, so much that Helen seems to be irritated that Mia thinks her mother is incapable of raising her second child. Lily has also expressed that she thinks Mia is overprotective of him, repeatedly calling her a baby licker in Book 6. Rocky is very cute but slightly overweight. Sebastiano Grimaldi, Mia's second cousin, and second in line to the throne of Genovia after Mia. He is an up-and-coming fashion designer who designs some of Mia's gowns, and often has trouble pronouncing multisyllable words. Example, but, instead of butter. He once took photos of Mia trying on dresses, but apologizes by making her a nice dress for the non-denominational winter dance, which turns out to be the best night of Mia's life. In the 10th book, it was revealed that he became a famous fashion designer and even had a line of jeans in Walmart. Ruth and Morty Moskowitz, Michael and Lily's parents. They are both psychoanalysts. They separate in Book 7, but begin to rekindle their relationship in Book 8. As shown in the 7th installment, they tend to focus too much on their own lives and concerns. When they broach sensitive subjects with their children, they usually psychoanalyze them as well, a habit that has a very bad effect on Lily. Michael, who is more perceptive, avoids their attention by keeping more to himself. Lily has inherited her intelligence and hobby of analyzing people from them. Olivia Grace Clarice Mignonette Harrison Ronaldo, first introduced in Book 11. Olivia is Mia's biracial 12-year-old half-sister, the daughter of Prince Philippe and Elizabeth, a flight attendant. Being an orphan, she was raised by her aunt, who used Olivia's child support money as personal means, and lived in Cranbrook, New Jersey, until discovering the truth. Like Mia, she has a diary which is used for the series spin-off from the notebooks of a middle school princess. Volumes. The Princess Diaries, October 2000. The Princess Diaries, Volume 2. Princess in the Spotlight, June 2001. A. Take 2. The Princess Diaries, Volume 3. Princess in Love, March 2002. A. Third Time Lucky. The Princess Diaries, Volume 4. Princess in Waiting, April 2003. A. Mia Goes Forth. The Princess Diaries, Volume 4 and 1/2. Project Princess, August 2003. The Princess Diaries, Volume 5. Princess in Pink, March 2004. A. Give Me 5. The Princess Diaries, Volume 6. Princess in Training, March 2005. A. 6ational. The Princess Diaries, Volume 6 and 1/2. The Princess Present, October 2005. The Princess Diaries, Volume 7. Party Princess, March 2006. A. K.A. Seventh Heaven. The Princess Diaries. Volume 7 and 1/2. Sweet 16 Princess. May 2006. The Princess Diaries. Volume 7 and 3/4. Valentine Princess. Published December 2006. But chronologically fits here. Being presented as an old journal Mia finds of her freshman Valentine's Day 2 years after the fact. The Princess Diaries. Volume 8. Princess on the Brink. January 2007. A.K.A. After 8. The Princess Diaries. Volume 9. Princess Mia. December 26, 2007. A.K.A. To the Nines. The Princess Diaries. Volume 10. Forever Princess. January 2009. A.K.A. 10 out of 10. From the Notebooks of a Middle School Princess. May 19, 2015. The Princess Diaries. Volume 11. Royal Wedding. June 2, 2015. Illustrated by Chelsea McLaren. Princess Lessons. March 2003. Perfect Princess. March 2004. Holiday Princess. November 2005. Errata. On April 6, 2006. Cabot announced a mistake on the back cover of her new book, Party Princess, in New Zealand and Australia. The picture on the back features Georgia Bing instead of Cabot. She said, "Don't worry. The copies of Princess Diaries 7 with Georgia Bing's picture on the back were pulled from shops and swapped for copies of the book with the correct author's photo. Mine." On the back. Quote. In December 2006, Cabot announced that a mistake had been made in the front cover summary of Valentine Princess. Since the book chronicles Mia glancing at her old diaries, the characters Boris and Tina were not dating, rather Boris and Lily. On the book flap, however, it says Boris and Tina are a couple. Cabot has announced that this has been fixed by the publishing company. Tina was dating Dave Farouk El-Abar at the time of books 1 and 2. In the 10th book, Forever Princess, Mia is writing a novel for her senior project, though she keeps it a secret from everyone but Michael, until the end of the book. At the end, however, she reveals this to Tina and J.P. Tina reads it instantly, and thinks it is about Mia and Michael. J.P. doesn't read it, and this upsets Mia, which is part of the reason they break up. At the end of the book, Mia receives an offer to get it published. When Mia shares this news with Michael, they celebrate, and this leads to a kiss, which proves that they are still in love. Meg Cabot published Mia's book Ransom My Heart, that can be bought in bookstores under the author name Princess of Genovia Mia Thermopolis. Awards and nominations. 2001 American Library Association Best Books for Young Adults. 2001 American Library Association Quick Pick for Reluctant Young Adult Readers. 2001 New York Public Library Book for the Teenage. 2002 International Reading Association Children's Book Council Young Adults Choice. 2002-2003 Volunteer State Book Award. Tennessee. 2003 Evergreen Young Adult Book Award. Washington. Adaptations. In 2001 and 2004 respectively. 2 films based on the novels were produced by Walt Disney Pictures. The Princess Diaries and The Princess Diaries 2. Royal Engagement starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. Cabot has thanked the films many times in interviews and on her website because she believes that they helped boost her book sales, as well as making her the success that she is today. In May 2006, the Harvard Crimson released reports that 19-year-old author Kavya Viswanathan plagiarized passages from Cabot's Princess Diaries series and other books to place in her novel How Opal Mater Got Kissed, Got Wild, and Got a Life. Thus Jonathan's novels were subsequently pulled from the shelves. Mia makes many references to the movie, which in the book is supposed to be a movie made about her life. She refers to things that relate to the real movie. For example, her dead dad, Grandma being nice, and breaking up with Michael in the sequel, which she thought would never happen. Lily complains that in the movie, the portrayal of her is mean and untrue, and Tina Hakeem Barber was not allowed to be in it as her overprotective father forbade it for security reasons. Mia also makes references to the other princess books. In the fourth book, Mia says that there are already 3 or 4 unofficial biographies out there, and that one made the bestseller list for a few seconds. The original The Princess Diaries novel did make the bestseller list. The 8th novel mentions Samantha Madison and Jessica Mastriani, 2 heroines from other Meg Cabot books, All-American Girl and 1-800 Where Are You?, respectively. See also Princess Charlotte, Duchess of Valentinois, 1898–1977, the illegitimate daughter of Louis II, Prince of Monaco, later legitimized as his legal heiress, mother of Rainier III, Prince of Monaco, Jasmine Grace Grimaldi, 1992–present, the illegitimate daughter of Albert II, Prince of Monaco, born and living in the U.S. Republic of Genoa, a historical republic bearing geographical and cultural similarities to the fictional modern Genovia. Ruritanian romance. The general genre of story. Cabot, Meg. 2001. The Princess Diaries. New York. New York. Hypertrophy. ISBN 0-380-814-02-1. Cabot, Meg. 2006. The Princess Diaries. Volume 7. Party Princess. New York. New York. HarperCollins. ISBN 0-06-072453-6. Footnotes. Official site of Meg Cabot. Official site of Mia Thermopolis.